The AI Week in Review, April 30th, 2026. The AI Signal, Episode 5. This week in AI, Big Tech just dropped $650 billion on AI and told Wall Street they're spending more. Over 92,000 tech workers have been laid off this year, and half of those cuts are directly tied to AI. China blocked Meta from buying one of the hottest AI startups on the planet, and the White House is trying to get Anthropic's most dangerous AI model into the hands of federal agencies. I'm the AI Signal, cutting through the noise. Let's get into it. The biggest story this week is also the most important story in AI right now, and almost no one is framing it correctly. Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, and Amazon reported earnings this week. Combined, they committed between $630 and $650 billion in capital expenditure for 2026. And every single one of them beat expectations on AI revenue. Azure grew 40%, beating analyst estimates. Google Cloud grew 63%. AWS grew 28%, its fastest growth in 15 quarters. Meta's AI-powered ad platform Advantage Plus drove 33% revenue growth across the company. Here's the critical detail. Every single CEO said on their earnings call that demand is supply constrained. They're not building too much. They can't build fast enough. The infrastructure is being used the moment it comes online. And then they all raised their spending guidance. Meta bumped its capex from a range of $115 to $135 billion up to $125 to $145 billion. Microsoft's annualized AI revenue now exceeds $37 billion. Amazon posted $30.3 billion in net income on a $181.5 billion in revenue. The AI infrastructure bet is working. That's the headline. But the second headline is just as important. While these companies pour hundreds of billions into AI infrastructure, they are simultaneously cutting tens of thousands of jobs. And that brings us to the story that should keep everyone awake at night. Over 92,000 tech workers have been laid off in 2026 so far. Meta is cutting 8,000 on May 20th, while spending up to $145 billion on AI. Oracle is cutting up to 30,000 to free up $10 billion to build AI data centers. Amazon has cut at least 30,000 since October. Nike just laid off 1,400 from its tech division. Snap cut 1,000. Salesforce eliminated 4,000 customer support roles, with CEO Mark Benioff saying, and I quote, "I need less heads." CNBC reported this week that roughly half of all tech layoffs in Q1 2026 are tied to AI restructuring. This isn't a temporary correction. Glassdoor's Employee Confidence Index shows the tech sector has seen the largest year-over-year drop in worker confidence of any industry. Here's what's happening in plain language. The same companies spending hundreds of billions to build AI are using that AI to justify firing the people who built their businesses. They're hiring smaller, specialized AI teams while laying off everyone else. Meta is creating new roles like AI Pod Lead and AI Org Lead under a new Chief AI Officer, while eliminating thousands of traditional positions. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman called this dynamic AI washing. Companies blaming AI for layoffs they would have made regardless. And he might be right in some cases. When Block invoked AI and cut 4,000 roles, its stock jumped the next day. There's a financial incentive to frame every layoff as an AI story, whether it actually is one or not. But that doesn't make the layoffs less real. Now let's rapid fire through 3 more stories. Number 1, China blocked Meta's $2 billion acquisition of Manus, the agentic AI startup. Beijing cited national security. Manus was building autonomous AI agent technology, and China decided that capability shouldn't be owned by an American tech giant. This is a direct mirror of how the US blocks Chinese access to AI chips and models. The AI Cold War is now bilateral. Both sides are blocking the other from acquiring AI capabilities, and companies caught in the middle are losing deals worth billions. Number 2, the White House is developing guidance to let federal agencies bypass Anthropic's supply chain risk designation and onboard Claude Mythos, the model Anthropic refused to release publicly. Remember 2 weeks ago when we covered Project Glasswing? Now the US government wants in. The same model that was too dangerous for public release is apparently fine for federal agencies with the right paperwork. Whether you see that as responsible governance or a double standard depends on how much you trust the government with the most powerful cyber AI ever built. Number 3. NVIDIA released Nematron 3 Nano Omni, a 30 billion parameter open-source multimodal model with a 256,000 token context window. NVIDIA is calling it the highest efficiency open multimodal model with leading accuracy. This matters because NVIDIA isn't just selling the hardware anymore. They're building the models that run on it. When the company that makes the GPUs also makes the software, that's a level of vertical integration that should make every other AI company nervous. Now for the tool of the week. This week it's GPT 5.5. OpenAI dropped its newest model and it's a significant step up. On Terminal Bench 2.0, which tests complex command line workflows, GPT 5.5 scores 82.7%, up from 75.1 on GPT 5.4. On CyberGym, it hits 81.8%, ahead of Claude Opus 4.7's 73.1. On Expert SWE, OpenAI's internal benchmark for tasks that take experienced developers 20 hours, GPT 5.5 outperforms everything else while using fewer tokens. OpenAI's co-founder Greg Brockman said this model is another step toward their super app vision, combining ChatGPT, Codex, and AI browser into one unified platform. Chief scientist Jakub Pachaki said they see extremely significant improvements coming in the medium term. GPT 5.5 is available now to Plus, Pro, Business, and Enterprise users. A faster Pro mode runs about 1.5 times faster at 2.5 times the cost. API pricing is $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output. If you haven't upgraded from GPT 5.4 yet, this is worth the switch. The coding improvements alone are substantial. Now for the signal, the pattern that ties everything together this week. The theme is the Great Divergence. AI is creating two economies. In one economy, 4 companies just committed $650 billion, and every dollar is generating returns. Revenue is accelerating. Demand outstrips supply. The AI infrastructure bet is paying off spectacularly. In the other economy, 92,000 people lost their jobs this year. Worker confidence is at historic lows. Companies are explicitly saying they need fewer humans. The financial rewards of AI are concentrating at the very top, while the costs are being distributed across the workforce. This isn't a prediction anymore. It's happening right now, in real time, in the earnings calls and the layoff notices published in the same week. The question that nobody in power is answering yet: what happens when the companies building AI are wildly profitable and the people displaced by AI have nowhere to go? OpenAI proposed a robot tax a few weeks ago. But taxes don't help if the political will to redistribute doesn't exist. This is the most important story in technology right now. It's not about models or benchmarks or who's winning the AI race. It's about what happens to everyone else. That's your week in AI. Subscribe at TA Signal, and I'll see you next Wednesday.